Hey, what's up guys, this is Bob Rock and welcome to Postgame. There's a huge schedule tonight, 15 games, basically every single team in the NHL played, and there's some bangers today. A lot of smackings and a lot of close games and a couple overtimes too, which is what we love. Today was a great slate of hockey, so let's get straight into it. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you guys do enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot, and don't forget to hit the bell do not miss out any other video on this channel. But let's get straight into this video, starting with the Anaheim Ducks versus the St. Louis Blues. Blues have been absolutely rolling recently since they had that 7 or 8 game losing streak, and now they're on home ice against the struggling Ducks, who have not won a regulation game all season yet, and it just keeps getting worse and worse for the Ducks. I know I saw an interview with Trevor Zegras. He's not happy. He looks like a little sad puppy, but it is what it is, man. The Ducks team is just not good. I don't know how. On paper, beginning of the year, I thought they were going to be good. I thought they were going to be a dark horse of the season, and boy, was I wrong. They are absolutely horrible. And the St. Louis Blues won 6-2 and just extend their winning streak. And this Central Division is wide open. It is really, really wide open. But good win for the Blues. Ducks, Bedard's coming, baby. Up next is the Chicago Blackhawks versus the Boston Bruins. Bruins absolutely smacked the Blackhawks. Blackhawks should not even have showed up. It would have been the same result if they didn't even play the game. It was 6-1 Bruins. They are 16-2 now, and they're just absolutely rolling. They've won 11 straight on home ice. It is just crazy how good this Bruins team is. They're getting the goaltending from both goalies. They're scoring on all cylinders, and their defense is just super, super solid. Yes, they played a very bad Chicago team, but still, some of these games might be little trap games for some teams, but not the Bruins. They're absolutely rolling. And it's just crazy how good they are right now. Chicago, you guys probably just got smacked because those jerseys you guys wore are absolutely hideous, and I feel like you just lost from the start with wearing those jerseys. But hey, not much you can do when you're playing a very, very hot team, the Bruins. But hey, good win for the Bruins. Up next is the Colorado Avalanche versus the Washington Capitals. Darcy Kemper playing against his former team, and boy, did it not go well for Darcy Kemper and the Capitals. 4-0 win for the Avalanche in Washington too. Good win for the Avalanche. Darcy Kemper did not play good at all. Very, very bad game by him, but a really good game by I can never say this guy's name right. Gorgiev. Is it Gorgiev or Gorgiev or whatever? He played very, very well. Got to give him props there. And Avalanche are looking really good. They're getting depth scoring across the team. You had your superstar score, Makar and McKinnon, then that thing Cogliano and Lehkonen. So very good win for the Avalanche. And hey, they need to keep winning because like I've been saying, the Central is very, very tight, and they are the favorites to win it. But I would not be surprised if the Blues or someone else could sneak in there and top the Avalanche. They just got to keep up the momentum. And Washington, like I have been saying, I don't think they'll make playoffs. Make sure to go check out my Metropolitan just mid-season form so far. I made a video yesterday, so make sure to check that out. Link will be in the description. Yeah, Capitals, I do not think they'll make playoffs, and I just think they're a little mediocre and they're very inconsistent, and this showed because you can't really get smacked on home ice like this, guys. Come on. I feel like Darcy should have played better against his former team, and obviously it did not work out for them, but good win for the Avalanche against a tough opponent. Up next is the New Jersey Devils versus the Ottawa Senators, and the Devils just keep winning, just like the Bruins. They are not losing. They're 15-3. They've won 12 games in a row, and this is a tough building to go into. I know Ottawa has not been playing great recently, but it's still a hard place to go in Ottawa, especially in putting up 5 goals, which is just outrageous. One good thing for the Devils, Eric Hall finally scored his first of the year. They need him to get going because he's a huge piece to this team. And if he starts getting going, it's just even more scary because that means just more forwards are scoring the puck. And hey, look at it's 5 different goal scorers: Hala, Bastion, Boquist, Sharangovich, and McLeod. Just crazy. Schmid with another W. Good performance by him. And Ottawa, I don't like how you guys are playing right now. I don't think you'll make playoffs. I don't know if it's a goalie issue. I don't know what it is, but it is not looking good. Once again, I was high on you during the season. Boy, was I wrong again. So maybe I just need to stop predicting these overachievers because it's not working out for me right now. Up next is the Calgary Flames versus the Florida Panthers. This was a banger. This was just a banger game. We knew it was going to be very good. Kachuk and Huberdeau playing their former teams. It was a very fun game to watch. Very intense game. Very even game. Going back and forth all game, which is awesome. You love to see those type of games. But then the Flames did end up winning in a shootout, which is a good W for them because it's a tough place to go in Florida against. Like, it was a really heated game, and Florida got it done. And the Flames got it done in Florida, which is very, very tough. But once again, it was a very good game, and this just shows that the Flames, they could beat these good teams and they could go far in the playoffs if the goalie can stay consistent. Obviously, he didn't play great today. Neither goalie really played great today, but sometimes that happens and your forwards popped off and got you the extra point in a shootout. But hey, if you're a Panthers fan, you will take the point. Obviously, you really wanted to win this game for Kachuk, but it did not happen. But it's okay. You guys are still gonna be really good, and you're gonna make playoffs. And maybe, honestly, you probably go farther than the Flames. We'll see what happens there. But it was a very fun game to watch here. Up next is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Winnipeg Jets. And boy, was this a great game by Pittsburgh. I have not watched the Penguins all year and be like, damn, Penguins played really, really well, and they deserve this. We played a full 60 minutes. We played great. Penguins won this game 3-0. Defense was there. Forwards were there. Obviously, we didn't score too much until the third period, which is awesome. My brother had an absolute snipe of a one-timer for the first goal of the game, and the game-winning goal, actually. But Hellebuck is really, really good, and Jari played unreal today. He kept us in this game. He basically won this game. He was unreal. But hey, Penguins, this was a great game by you. I'm very, very happy what I watched, and hopefully we can do it again tomorrow. I know it's a straight back-to-back against Chicago, so it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be like a trap game. I'm hoping we can win that because we need we're getting some points back after going down 7 in a row, so we're getting close to playoffs again, which is awesome. I'd love to see that. Great game by Pittsburgh. But honestly, Winnipeg, they played pretty damn good too. But I just feel like Jari shut the door here. It was a very fun game to watch. It was back and forth. Obviously, a lot of good saves. Both goalies were hot until the third period. Hellebuck turned the puck over to Crosby, and Crosby gave it right to Russ for his first goal in a long time. So it was a huge game for the Penguins, and obviously I'm hoping they can keep it going tomorrow against the Blackhawks. Up next is the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Buffalo Sabres. I'm sorry for saying the Maple Leafs weren't going to win this game, but I feel like they really did. They kind of got outplayed too. The shots were 34-23 in favor of the Maple Leafs, but they had a super good start. 3-0 in the first period. Crazy. That Giordano goal is crazy. Short-handed goal as well. And that was completely off, and it barely snuck in the peg, and they called it a goal, which I do agree with. It was a good goal because the goalie and the player knocked off the net, so it was a good call by the referee there. But huge start, which basically elevated the Leafs to win this game because Sabres did not go away. I mean, they did not go away. They looked pretty damn good. There's a lot of special teams in this game. There was 4 power play goals and 1 shorthanded goal, so a lot of power plays here. But hey, good win by the Leafs. You need to win these types of games. And who was in net? Matt Murray. Greg Dem again. Now, he's had 3 pretty good games in a row. I know the second game wasn't the greatest, but he played really good today. And against Pittsburgh, you got to look into that, which is good. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen did not play good at all for the Sabres, which is okay. He's young. It's going to happen. He's a very good goalie. But today, special teams ended the Sabres, to be honest with you. Up next is the Detroit Red Wings versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. 2 games in a row for the Red Wings, scoring 6+ goals, which is crazy. Absolutely smacked the Blue Jackets today. Blue Jackets were not good at all. Goaltending was not there in Korpisalo. He looked absolutely horrible. And Husso has another really good game under his belt. Huge second period for the Red Wings. They scored 3 unanswered goals to basically end the game. It was 4-1 at the end of the second. Then just kept it going in the third, make it an untouchable game. But hey, look at all these different goal scorers. Hronik scored twice. Sherratt scored. Kubalik is popping off this year, by the way. Bertuzzi and Larkin, who also is. Bertuzzi scored his first of the year. Hopefully he can keep that up and get more goals for this Red Wings team because they really need it. But hey, Red Wings are looking pretty good. They're fun to watch, man. I keep saying that. They're really fun to watch, and I'm hoping they can get better. I don't think they'll make playoffs this year, but I'm telling you, watch out for them next year or the year after. They're gonna be going for the playoffs, so I would not be surprised if they do make it. Huge win for them. Bad game for the Blue Jackets, especially on home ice. It's not good for the fans, in my opinion, but obviously you have a lot of injuries and stuff, so basically you got to chalk up the year already, and hopefully you guys can get Bedard. Up next is the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Montreal Canadiens. Boy, what a good game this was. Back and forth, a lot of goals, some game tying goals late in the game. Absolutely crazy. I wish it would have been a little better if they actually won it in overtime, which would have been just sick. But hey, Flyers started off hot, 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the game, but then Canadiens came back strong where they tied it up late in the second period to tie it up. Then Mike Matheson, first game as a Canadian, scores in the second period to give them the lead. Owen Tippett then ties it. Then Kevin Hayes in the third. Then Cole Caulfield with 3 seconds left in the third period ties it up with a great pass from Suzuki. I thought they were just in the zone for 50 seconds. Flyers could not get it out. This good backdoor pass, literally the last second. Huge one-timer by Caulfield. He has 11 goals this year, which is just insane for the kid. And boy, what a game this was. Good overtime. That was a really good shootout. And Suzuki does not miss in the shootout, by the way. He does not miss. He's absolutely nutty in the shootout. Big win for the Canadiens. This was just a fun game to watch. They're really fun. When the Canadiens are actually playing good and scoring goals, they're very, very fun to watch. Up next is the Minnesota Wild versus the Carolina Hurricanes. This was a very defensive game. Only 21 shots for both teams. And it was an early... it was a good first period for the Hurricanes. They did score, make it 1-0. Then late in the third, Sam Steele ties it up for the Minnesota Wild. and they end it in overtime. Alex Goligoski, the guy you would never expect, just going overtime winner. It was Alex Goligoski. Much needed win for the Wild. They've been absolutely horrible, especially on home ice recently. But one thing is they still can't score the puck. But one positive today is they did defend very well against a very good team in the Carolina Hurricanes. So you got to give it props to both teams. Both teams were very good defensively today. Gustafsson had a good game for the Wild. He usually does not do that. He has not been the greatest for the Wild recently. But hey, Kochetkov, yes, they lost, but good game by him. You got to give him props. No, there wasn't a lot of shots, obviously, but still, he's young. He's going to keep developing. This is a good game under his belt. But Wild, they really needed this win, and I'm glad they got the 2 points because, once again, I keep saying it, Central is crazy, and I just can't wait for the end of the season. And this race for the Central is just gonna be absolutely nuts. Up next is the New York Islanders versus the Dallas Stars. Matthew Barzal. I told you guys, if you've been here before, I said if Matthew Barzal scores 1 goal, he's gonna get the other one. He's gonna score quick, and he did that. He scores twice today, 2 in 1 period. You love that from the kid. But they did get smacked 5-2. They just choked in the 3rd period. They could not defend the Dallas Stars. Dallas won this game 5-2. But hey, your best player, most expensive player on the team, finally scores, and this is gonna help. I'm telling you, he's gonna start scoring now. That's just what happens with these superstar all-stars. I'm gonna say superstar. He's an all-star. That's what happens with these guys. They score once they got the monkey off his back. Now he's gonna start scoring pretty with ease. Now he's gonna start scoring more, which is awesome. You'd love to see that. Obviously, you guys did lose, but in my opinion, this is a win. Your best player scored finally, first of the year and second of the year. And now, I think I'd rather have that than a win. Maybe. I mean, maybe not, but who knows? Great. Either way, you got to take some positives out of this, and this is a big positive for the Islanders. But for the Stars, very good game, very fun game to watch, very high intense in the 3rd period, which is crazy. But a lot of different goal scorers: Foxka, Marchment, Ben, Robertson, and Hakapa. Good game by the Stars, much needed. Did Onger play this game? Did 2 of the good goalies? So Varlamov played and Onger. So this game might have been a little different if Sorokin played, which I wish he did. It would have been a battle of the top 3 goalies or top 5 goalies, which would have been sick. Yeah, much needed win for them too. Up next is the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Nashville Predators. Lightning won this game 3-2 in overtime, which we'd love to see. That was a very good game. Honestly, I was surprised the Predators actually kept it this close, because Predators have not been very good this whole season, but they have been getting better the last couple of games. And I do think this is a step ahead in the season. I think playing against a very good team on home ice when they have not been very good on home ice, and they got a point, and they could have won this game. Obviously, it didn't go their way, but it's okay. Saros played well, and so did Vasilevsky. It was a very good game for, honestly, both goalies played pretty damn well. You can't complain. Honestly, if you're Predators, you'll take a point against this Lightning team. But hey, Kucherov, Killorn, and Stamkos power play in overtime. You weren't expecting to defend that. You know what I mean? Power play in overtime with this power play, you honestly were it'd be a miracle to not let them score on that power play. But hey, it is what it is. They scored 2 power play goals. That's gonna happen if you play the Tampa Bay Lightning. So you got to stay disciplined and not get in the box. But either way, you'll take a point against a very good team. And Lightning, good 2 points there too. Up next is the Los Angeles Kings versus the Seattle Kraken. It was in Seattle. The Kraken win again. Jordan Eberle, overtime winner for the Kraken, 3-2 on home ice. Very fun game to watch, dude. Honestly, the Kraken are very fun to watch too. Jared McCann scored, Sprong, and Eberle, like I said. Then Deneau and Moore. Moore's been scoring a lot recently too, which is awesome. Shorthanded goal as well. Good win for the Kraken. They needed the 2 points because, once again, this Pacific is actually going to be close to. Actually, I'm very surprised. Flames are doing better now. The Kings are doing good. Kraken are solid. Knights are solid. And the Oilers are solid. You mean that's 5 good teams. So honestly, what if all 5 teams make the playoffs? Only 3 from the Central. It'd be crazy. This playoffs, I feel like this year are going to be absolutely nuts. The races at the end are going to be crazy, and I cannot wait for that. But a big game for the Kraken. And hey, it was a good 2 points. The fans were absolutely crazy for the overtime winner from Eberle. Very good game to watch, and good job for the Kraken for the 2 points right there. Up next is the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Edmonton Oilers. And the Knights, they got Connor McDavid in overtime. McDavid just skated through and just sniper down. That's what he does. You mean? So it was a big game for them. But hey, good point. You mean they got a good point? Yes, I think they should have won this game. They had more shots, they had everything. But this was a tough game. I thought they were going to get smacked this game. Playing against a very good opponent on their home ice. It's a tough game to play. They were down early in the 3rd period, and they finally scored with Mark Stone tying it up later in the 3rd period, which is huge, and they got the point, which is honestly, it is okay. I would take this as a nice fan. I would take this, and it was a good game to watch. It was a pretty fun game to watch. Mark Stone penalty shot, which is cool. Good little goal, 5-0. Yeah, it was a little dirty game. It was a little, some of the goals like Kolesar's was weak. Just little tips. It happens, man. It happens. Good game for the Knights, but honestly, McDavid just absolutely nuts in overtime. It's just a cheat code. He's just a cheat code out there. But honestly, it was a very fun game to watch too, if I'm being honest. I wish overtime was longer because it would have been more fun to watch. But either way, the Oilers, they got the 2 points, and the Knights, they'll take the 1 point for sure. Up next is the New York Rangers and the San Jose Sharks. This is the last game of the day. Sharks lose again, but honestly, that third period, so 0-0 to the third. Rangers scored later in the third. Gunther, whatever, Gunther. Tip from Trouba. Fuck you, Trouba. Then Adam Fox, empty netter. Then we thought it was over. Then Logan Couture, 15 seconds left, makes it a 1-goal game. Then they almost scored. They had 15 seconds off the faceoff, and they actually almost scored. A big save by Shesterkin, honestly. It was a huge save. It would have been absolutely nuts if they actually scored. That would have been awesome. I wish they did, because that would have just been intense and crazy. But hey, good win for the Rangers. They still have not been scoring. They should have scored more. Obviously, they had 43 shots, so you got to give Reimer. He had an absolutely nasty save on VC. Little diving glove save, which is awesome. He had a 9.76 save percentage in that loss, which is crazy. He played very, very well. Ranger fans, are you a little nervous though that you have 45 shots against a weak team and they can only score 1 basically with the goalie in net? I don't know. Obviously, doesn't matter. You'll take the 2 points anyway. It might have been a little trap game because the Sharks might be a bad team, but it's not. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Bob Rock, and welcome to Postgame. There's a huge schedule tonight. 15 games, basically every single team in the NHL played, and there's some bangers today. A lot of smackings and a lot of close games, and a couple overtimes too, which is what we love. Today was a great slate of hockey, so let's get straight into it. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if you guys